We'll learn Canva, and under Canva, we will get to learn the interface, the design tools, and what we can do with Canva. Is Canva just good at creating maybe a business card? We'll also get to design some things. This class is also going to be a very practical class. We'll get to design business cards, an invoice, flyers, social media posts, and so on. The reason behind this course, I'm into graphics design and I'm also a website developer. So I haven't really had a problem starting something or creating a flyer, and probably I want to market something. I just easily create the design and advertise it. But I notice that friends and families, acquaintances, because they don't know the process, they don't know how to go about it, they find it a challenge. And even people who just want to start out, who want to create their business, when they look at the cost of hiring graphic designers to help them create these very basic things, they look at the price that it will cost, and that alone will discourage them from even starting anything. So I want to help people who are just starting out make that process seamless so they can focus on the very important thing, which I believe in every business is marketing. Instead of, spending so much trying to hire a graphics designer or a web developer to help you build things you can easily do on your own, do these things on your own. And then if you want to spend money on marketing. Branding and identity. What is branding? Branding is the process of creating a strong, positive perception of a company, its products, or services in the customer's mind. So when people think of a particular brand, what do they think of? How do they feel? That is branding. When let's take an example. When we think of things like MTN or Pepsi, Coca-Cola, something comes to mind. It might be the color or the taste of the drink or the a particular advert that was associated with it. But something definitely comes to mind. And the way a product or service makes you feel is what we call the brand. Now we have different types of branding. Under branding, we have the brand story, we have the brand name, we have the brand personality, packaging, and visual identity. The brand story or message, we can define that as the reason you started your business. What is the purpose? What are you trying to solve? And this includes your mission statement or your vision. The brand name, of course, is the name you are giving to your business. I'm sure if you are a business owner, you have a name already. The brand personality is what do you want people to think of when they think of your brand? How do you want them to feel? Imagine someone, for instance, when you meet someone, you get to learn their personality, what kind of person they are, what they like, this and that. So in the same way, we can say the brand personality is how would people, address your business? What would they think of your business? How does a business make them feel? That is your brand personality. And the packaging is whatever products or services you're rendering. So if you're selling hair, that is your package. If you're selling gadgets, if you're selling jewelries, or if you're rendering a service, maybe you are a hairdresser or a fashion designer, that is your packaging. Visual identity is what we will be focusing on in the course of this course. Excuse my pun. And that is why it is highlighted in green. Now, what is visual identity? Let's move on to the next slide. Visual identity focuses on the visual or graphical elements that an audience associates with your brand. And this is where we would think of things like the logo, the typography, colors, imagery, icons, and the layout of your brand. Visual identity is a visible representation of a brand. It encompasses everything you can see in connection to a company. So if you see a particular or if I'm to type a name in the chat right now, I'm sure you can visualize the logo. Okay, someone said they can't hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me. All right. Okay, thank you. So I just typed something in the chat. I'm sure right now you can visualize the logo of that brand. You can think of the colors already. You can think of the layout, the shape, images associated with that brand. That is what we call the visual identity. And this makes up all of this: the logo, the typography, the colors, the imagery, iconography, and layout. So examples, we have flyers, brochures, billboards, uniforms, and the rest. So today we'll be focusing on logos. We have different types of logos. We have the letter mark logo, which is also called monogram. And how do we define this type of logo? Letter marks are logos that consist of letters, usually brand initials. And you see the examples down there: HBO, HP, IBM. These names are actually initials of the name of the brand itself. I think HP stands for Hewlett Packard. IBM is International Business Machines. They are abbreviations of the brand name, and this is how we categorize letter mark logos. Next, we have the word marks, or we can also call them logo types. You guys already have the PDF of this, so you can always refer back to these logos when you're stuck. The word marks are font-based logo that focuses on a business name alone. So you don't have any icons here. The name is turned into a logo. So the name itself is the logo of the brand. And you can see the examples: Visa, Google, Coca-Cola. These are just the text. The next type of logo is pictorial marks or logo symbols. A pictorial mark logo is an icon or graphical based logo. So unlike word marks, which is just the text alone, pictorial mark logos are just icons, no text. And looking at those examples, I'm sure you can categorize the business those icons are referencing. This first one is what? What is the brand name of this icon? Can someone type it in the chat section? Of course, Apple. Fefe, Godwin, Apple. Yes, that's correct. Looking at the rest, we see that the next logo is Twitter and the logo down is Domino's. So we also have the abstract logo marks. This is actually similar to pictorial logo, but I feel the difference is, okay, let's reach the definition. These are image-based logos that use abstract forms. Unlike pictorial marks that represent a real object, abstract logo marks are more metaphorical. So let me see if I can explain. Let's go back. So if you look at this Apple logo, just looking at it, it looks like an apple, which is very similar to the name. This is the Twitter icon, and the logo is fitting. We know the sound a bird makes is a bird tweets, and this is Domino's. This is how a Domino's looks like. So for pictorial mark logos, the icons used are actually similar to the brand name, right? But in abstract logos, the icons are not very clear. So when you look at this, I'm sure you know what this logo stands for, but how on earth is it associated to a drink or Pepsi? And this logo is a Nike logo. But looking at it, how does it associate with Nike? And then the last one here is the Google Drive logo. So you have to really look at these logos before you understand what it stands for. That is mainly the difference between pictorial mark and abstract. The next logo is the combination logo, which is actually the most common type of logo that we use. This combines images with words. And you see the example, the Dropbox icon and the word itself. Together, it makes up the brand. The next, we have MasterCard. We have the name down there, and we have that two circles intertwining to create the brand. So these ones are a combination of the icon and the text. And then lastly, we actually have other types of logos, but I just wanted to mention these six. So lastly, we have the emblem logo. Emblem logos encapsulate their design features within a frame or border. We have examples. The first logo, can someone tell the brand name for this logo? Okay. Godwin, not really. Exactly, Yokoyemi. Yes, you're correct. Warner Bros. I love cartoons. So that this logo stands for Warner Bros. And you see the initial is encapsulated in this frame. And then we have the Starbucks logo, we have the Haley Davidson logo. So this brings us to the end of our class today. Now here is a little assignment. I've listed a couple of logos here. What I want you to do is from the list of logos that you have or we've considered, tell me which type of logos these icons represent. So we have the Facebook icon here. What type of logo is this? Is it a watermark? Is it a letter mark or a word mark or an emblem? So on WhatsApp, just mention the name Facebook and then in front of it, tell me the type. Instagram, tell me the type. This last one, Pringles, is a logo type that we have not considered, but I want you to still see if we can get this. Do some research and try to come up with the type of logo this is. Okay, I'm going to drop the recorded video in the group chat after some editing. This is the end of our class. Please, do you guys have any questions? Thank you guys for joining today's class. I really appreciate, and I hope tomorrow there will be a lot of us joining. So if you have any questions, you can drop them in the WhatsApp group chat. It will be open till probably 12. Alright, good night everyone.